You're listening to the Studyclix podcast, your number one source for junior cycle and leaving cert tips. We make exams easier. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Studyclix podcast. This is our second ever in-person podcast. So very exciting today. I am one of your hosts alongside Aisling.
Hi.
Erin.
Hello.
And we are very lucky to be joined by a guest today, TikTok extraordinaire, influencer, content creator, Westmeath native, Patrick Monaghan. I apologize. How are you?
Yeah, no, I'm good. It's great to be here. So
Good man.
excited to get underway.
So some of our viewers, well, a lot of our viewers will hopefully probably know who you are. For anybody who doesn't, what do you want to tell them a little bit about yourself?
So I've kind of been like making videos on the internet, on TikTok for a while now. Just a lot of stuff kind of relating to the leaving cert.
Yeah.
And it's been going well.
Good man.
So yeah.
And you're a Studyclix lover.
Yeah, big time. Definitely. So yeah, I've been with them since September 2024. I applied like end of fifth year to become an ambassador. Was successful on that, and then got called back for the second year. So happy enough with it, yeah.
Good man. So you mentioned you kind of did some stuff during the leaving cert.
Yeah.
What was your experience like during the leaving cert? Did you enjoy it? Was it something that you hated?
Like personally, I actually quite enjoyed like the experience of leaving cert and all about. Like I thought it was actually a good bit of crack. Essentially, Like I know a lot of people are kind of thinking like, oh, this is a very sort of serious topic to be talking about, but I think it's like the best thing to do is kind of like grasp it with both hands, like sort of just like go for it, because like, you know, you have like your mocks and then like that kind of ends in a second that's over. You're kind of thinking of leaving cert, and then 6 years over, and then that kind of like 6 year period of your life that you've been in school for is like it just kind of just vanishes in a way. So like, but no, I thought it was quite a good experience, to be honest.
Good man. And what have you kind of been up to since? Like, what do you?
Well, since then, got my results, got my course as well. So I was looking to do Bachelor of Religious Education and History in DCU.
Deadly.
So doing that at the moment. Happy enough with it, yeah. So it's going grand.
You got the points you wanted.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't my first choice. It was actually my second. But the first is kind of like, you know, you put the dream up there. Like,
yeah.
If you reach that, then you're going like really well. But I was like, I'll put a course above that just in case. But in the end, second would have to do. So I was happy. Yeah, no, definitely. DCU is nice. It's not even on the main campus. It's like a sort of separate, like St. Patrick's. So it's a lot smaller campus, more kind of like a secondary school like feel to it. But I think it's grand. Like it's nice.
What was the dream course you had then?
It was history and PE teaching in Cork.
Oh, in Cork. And what in MTU or UCC?
UCC. Yeah, it's hard to get in there.
Did you get out to the campus down there?
No, I just seen it like kind of like a month before the exams kind of came up, and like I was kind of like all sort of going for teaching at this point. Yeah. And then I seen like history and PE, because like sort of like coming from a Gaelic and hurling background, like being a PE teacher is kind of like what everyone wants to do in that kind of sense. Not everyone, but a good few. Yeah. Okay. And I was one of those people, so I was like, damn, if I could get this PE course, it'd be quite good. But obviously that's why I was so high, because there was a lot of like-minded people kind of going for it. So. But no, I got the religion and history anyway, so I'm happy enough with it.
Deadly.
Yeah, I feel like PE teaching and physio have gotten really popular.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are doing that kind of stuff, like, especially physio.
Physiotherapy and stuff, sports science.
Like sports science, it's going
sports
like
science,
through the roof completely. Like,
They're hard to get into, aren't they? So will we go kind of, we'll touch a bit on the leaving cert, because that was a lot of like what your TikTok was around that.
Yeah, no, totally. Like a lot of the content was just like day after day of just like, oh, I'll post about Irish this day and post about English. And like, you know, the kind of like trends of the leaving cert kind of like just came into their own world. Like, I know if you'd been on TikTok like last May, all you would have seen is like Evan Boland and stuff like that. And then all about like, and if you go back to April, it'll all be about straw pictures and all the rest. So like a lot of people like other than me were kind of catching on to that as well. So it was like, if you were making content in that area, like it was going to do well. So I just kind of went with it until I just couldn't anymore. Like, so that was kind of what it was like.
What did you think were like the positives and the negatives of doing TikTok during your leaving cert?
I think it was mostly positive, to be honest. Like, everyone in my school kind of like knew about the TikToks anyway, because I'd been doing it for about like 1 or 2 years beforehand. So like, obviously at the start people were like, what are you doing? Like, this is a little bit like of a rogue decision. But I was kind of like, there's a vision here. Like, if I start this back up in like TY by the time the leaving cert comes around, I might have a bit of a platform to actually like work off.
Good man.
So like everyone there was all positive. Like a lot of my teachers were kind of seeing the stuff as well,
Yeah.
and everything was just kind of funny enough. But like no, it was really like positive feedback all around. Like no one really ever kind of had a go at me for it or anything. But then again, like there is negatives to it. You've seen a lot of the other people that were like on that like kind of scene at the time getting a lot of negative feedback on what they were doing. But like it's kind of the way you portray yourself. Like I wasn't really ever like someone to kind of be like, oh, like I'm out here putting myself out as a top student. I'm gonna like go and get top marks on my Leaving Cert. It's kind of more like I just want to be like a realistic sort of like this is like what I'm actually doing with my life and
Your
my Leaving
experience,
Cert.
yeah.
It's not like I'm kind of like glamming it up to be
Yeah.
like trying to give like a sort of false sense of like identity nearly like
It's just stuff people can relate to, really.
yeah exactly
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
like from any level like
Yeah.
people who could be like who like really couldn't care less about Leaving Cert to people who actually do care about it but
Yeah.
like there is like kind of eyes on you as well. I remember I was like checking like my analytics there the other day because like when it comes to the end of the year, TikTok shows you all your stuff and like how you did and like what was getting your views and stuff. And I went live on the day that the results came out, and there was something like 5,700 individual viewers that came onto my live stream for the results. So I kind of felt that as if like where were these people like for the last couple months? But as soon as the results come out, like it's all up on the profile, checking like what happened. So it's kind of like
Checking how you get on.
it was yeah.
Did you find like pressure then to do well?
Not necessarily, because I kind of like put myself out as like if I like as in well I kind of mean like I just want to like do to the best of my ability.
Yeah.
I was never really kind of being like I'm going to get this, I'm going to get that, and I would like go live during like the Leaving Cert, like the exams as well, and I'd be like, oh, like I'm kind of aiming for around this area where my course is, and like if I get that I'll be happy. So no one ever came at me being like, oh, you're not going to reach that and such, because
Yeah.
like in the end it was I wouldn't say an easy target to reach, but it was one I knew I was like capable of reaching. So
Yeah, because Aisling herself, I don't know if you know, years ago now, Patrick,
ago.
she was a huge influencer in
Some would
that
say the
space.
OG.
Wow.
yeah,
Oh, sorry.
like
claim.
somewhat an inspiration to what I ended up doing. I'll have to admit, like
Good. Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
There is like a real, I'd imagine there is like a real kind of a community in that. Like,
yeah, no,
do you know a lot
everyone
the
kind of like
people?
half knows everyone in a
Yeah.
way, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've aged out of it a bit, but I still check up on it
As you
on
should.
Leaving
Dabble.
Cert TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like when you're out of it, it's so hard because obviously your for you page is not bringing you up. So I've no idea if
Yeah,
there's
but,
anybody this year or
like,
anything.
No one. That's what I was
Okay.
like. It's been so kind of like vacant. Like there's a gap in the market completely. For if
now, yeah.
someone wants to like step in there and make a few Leaving Cert TikToks, they will do well. Like
Yeah.
speaking
Yeah.
from experience, like even if you don't even have the platform to begin with, just like put stuff out there, because like it will do well. There's no way it doesn't, because like you have 60,000 odd students, and like
Yeah.
nearly every single 60,000 of them is on TikTok at the same time. So if you do post about it, like you are going to get a bit of
Yes.
publicity from it.
Yeah, and the algorithm loves something topical. Like they just do well because it's like current.
exactly.
Yeah. This is like Leaving Cert TikToker masterclass.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. How have you found like, so obviously finishing the Leaving Cert, how have you find making content, or what do you kind of do it now? Is it difficult?
It's a little bit difficult. I've had to resort to nostalgia a good few times. Like I actually posted a video up. See, there was a whole trend going on around like September, October time. It was like looking back in this period as if it was like my dead wife or something. And it was like, that was me with like the end of sixth year and like my whole Leaving Cert and stuff. And like so many people ended up relating to it as such. But I kind of found like everyone kind of does look back on it like with like those rose tinted glasses. Like it is
Yeah.
maybe not the whole of sixth year, but when you look back, I think the last month is that kind of time where it's like, you know, you're developing into this different person, and it really is quite like a sentimental time that you don't really realize until it's like gone. And that's kind of like another thing with me, is like why I kind of switched, because I was like on my CAO, it was all based on journalism up
Yeah.
until that kind of month hit, and I was like, I might just do something different here, because like I'm gonna miss like this kind of feeling of like school and everything. So I changed and went down the route of teaching instead, and like the decision that I kind of made, and like just didn't look back.
Right. Was the like process of doing that in the CAO, was that easy enough, or 'cause how late did you do it?
It was kind of like the middle of May. The sort of TikTok content was going really well at the time. So I was just kind of like there's a chance I can get opportunities in media through
Yeah.
it without having to go down the whole journalism degree.
That's true.
So I was like,
Yeah.
I might as well just go like full in for the teaching and like commit to that for the 4 years and come out of that like being able to be enrolled in the teaching council and
Yeah.
stuff. Because if I'd gone down like journalism like first and done that for like say whatever 5 or 10 years, and then like really love to be a teacher right now, you'd have to go back into them 4 or even 6
Yeah.
years like from the start again. So I think it's just best to get it like out of the way and try and get into something else from it than to just like kind of forget about it completely.
Yeah, I think there's a thing as well to be said of like, this is your like hobby at the moment. So if you
Yeah.
then make that your career,
Yeah,
it can be a bit of a
like,
thing of you
it's
lose a
what
little bit of
everyone
love
wants
for
to
it.
do, like, you know, you want to do what you love for the rest of your life. So
Yeah.
like, but at the same time, you want to have a backup. So this is almost like treated as a backup, but like in hindsight, it will become like the main sort of the real deal, like in time, you know.
Yeah, I also feel like say like I'm in law, and a lot of the time your degree doesn't actually necessarily matter for
Yeah.
what you
What you
actually
do,
want to end
yeah.
up in. Like there was loads of people in my internship who didn't do law degrees, like in a legal firm's internship. So you don't necessarily have to do a degree in what you want to end
Yeah.
up working in.
Yeah, 100%. So we kind of talked, or I remember watching a few of your TikToks, and I was kind of having a little look to see sort of stuff you're putting up.
Yeah.
And you're a big man for your GAA and your hurling. Yeah,
definitely. It's
So
a big passion.
What was like, because we've talked a few times on this podcast about hobbies and stuff and balancing study with that. How did you find that?
Well, I kind of came to like the end of May, and there would have been 3 of us at the time in the hurling club anyway, because I literally live like down the road from my
Okay.
hurling club. It's so local to me, so everyone kind of like knows everyone in the area. And we were training the way up until kind of like the week before the Leaving Cert started. And they were just talking to us one evening saying like, oh, you can take a break if you want. You can just step away for like the next
Okay.
2 or 3 weeks or until whenever your exams do finish up. And I was kind of like, all right, it's probably the best bet, because like they were saying like for your own health as well, like you don't want to come out to train and break your hand on the week of
Yeah.
English paper 1.
That's very true.
And
I never
then,
thought about that.
you know, good luck with that one.
Yeah.
Like. But that was kind of like a lot of people I think would kind of disagree with that as well and be like, oh, you should kind of stick at it. But I think like for the sake of 2 or 3 weeks, it's just nearly best to just kind of step away.
Oh, yeah. But even the studying, like you kept it up throughout studying the whole time. You kept doing it. That's great. I think,
Yeah. Even in my spare time, you can go out and puck in the garden or
Yeah.
go down to the pitch. Like, it's just, you don't want the risk of something actually happening. But like, what was I saying? Like, even like, I've gone blank here.
You're grand. I know you were saying as well, or one of your TikToks was about like how can you be inside studying when outside Ireland looks like this? And it was,
Exactly.
It's also, it's coming to summer and it's so sunny, so it's hard.
Like it's good to just get out as well.
Yeah.
But like what I was saying was me and these like couple lads that were like on the team. Obviously, this was coming into the senior team because I already turned 18 from the previous summer.
Okay.
So I think it's a lot different for like how you kind of balance it based on your age. If you're still, say you turn 18 the year of your Leaving Cert and you're like still eligible to play minor and stuff, it could be treated a bit differently because it's not as like drastic as like the rough and tumble you could have if you're in with the likes of the seniors.
Okay.
And since it was like our first year on the panel, you know, it was only kind of like for development purposes as
Yeah.
such. We were never really going to walk into a team, like, so it was kind of best just to step away, let them work away, and we'll kind of focus on the Leaving Cert for a couple of weeks. So
Great. So you're an advocate for keeping up all the hobbies and stuff and all that for people who are listening. Yeah.
Don't like isolate yourself away from the stuff you're doing as well. I'd say like it's good just to like even like get out and walk. Like the amount of times I would just walk
Yeah.
during the Leaving Cert, like I'd come back from an exam and I'd just go off down the road for an hour or two and just walk, and it would just clear the mind, and you come back and get into a bit of studying in the evening, and it would just kind of like, it just refreshes you in a way. So I kind of thought like that helped out as well a good bit.
Yeah. That's kind of what we always say, isn't it? Of doing things. That we were kind of very musical people, and I played a bit of sport as well. I played hockey and stuff, but we always say that's kind of something
It's
you should
just
do.
nice to have that escape away from the books, you know, like there's
Yeah,
no
no,
point
definitely,
cramming your
definitely.
head with that the whole time and not having, you know, you need to spend time doing things that you actually enjoy as well.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, well, as I've said before, I didn't really have any hobbies. Well, TikTok kind of was my hobby.
Yeah, like it's a
It's,
release as well in
It is
itself.
a hobby
Yeah.
now to an extent, like, because it does
Yeah.
take time to think of ideas and, you know, go through drafts and like edits and all that kind of stuff. And like even like for a lot of your stuff, it was like sort of IRL content, like you're there talking to the screen as such. Like I could imagine like the takes that it would take to get down a video perfect, because the last thing you want to do is put up a video and like you could be like a bit of a mumble in it, and then like the comments catch on to it, and the next thing you have like a comment with like 200 likes saying something about like, oh, you're mumbling over your words there. Yeah, exactly.
It's
That
so
like
easy,
like
isn't
it takes time to actually get stuff out like to the kind of way you want to have it out.
Have you ever
Exactly,
found
yeah.
like that you've ever gotten many negative comments or anything on your TikTok?
I remember there was one. This was back when I was in the whole like journalism phase, and I kind of just had like a go at the whole like points race and all, and I was like, people shouldn't worry about the points race, because like you can kind of find an alternative into anything at like a sort of capable level, which is true to an extent. Unless you're having to go through like HPATs and stuff, which is probably like the small minority of people that were given out to me in the comments were, because they were all like, I was saying like, here's me going to cruise into my Leaving Cert, get the amount of points for journalism, and then all the comments come in, oh, he's doing a journalism degree, like, oh, that's not even that many points, sure, like, who are you to be talking? And my whole kind of point is like, you shouldn't really worry about like the points on a course, because like most of the time it is like popularity based, like that is kind of what it all is about.
It's just demand. That's all it is.
Yeah, but like you can always find a backdoor into something. So that's kind of the point, but it kind of came across the wrong way. So people kind of like didn't really like that.
Yeah, people latch onto anything, Aisling. I'm sure you're used to that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I feel like things, you can say something and be like completely well intentioned, but someone can take it. It can just like
exactly.
be a sore point for someone, and they take it badly, and like you just kind of have to realize like it actually has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It is always like a part of it, though. Like when you go into that, you kind of put yourself out there. But that's the thing. I'm delighted that you didn't get like any stick in school, and that everybody was pretty supportive about that. That's a huge part of it, isn't it? That's
like
great.
so sound. Like I actually couldn't have asked for like a better bunch of people, because like it kind of depends on the school as well. Like not saying like my school that I went to is any different from any other like type of schools, but like just the people I was with were just like so supportive of it. I was like, it kind of gave me like a bit of confidence that like, well, if they think it's all right, then surely the majority will think that as well. So that was it was good.
That's great.
Leaving Cert Maths doesn't have to be a struggle. With over 500 step-by-step video lessons, exam-style questions, and expert marking advice, Studyclix Boost makes higher and ordinary level maths manageable. Get guided support on algebra, calculus, probability, and more, all at a fraction of the cost of grounds. And right now, you can get €10 off with the code podcast10. Go to studyclix.ie and start making maths easier today.
We go back to school a little bit again, because I want to talk about some of the I saw as well TikToks about SRA pictures and things, and the orals, and this is going to be coming out around the time of just before the mocks. We're wondering if you got any tips for people doing the mocks, or any random things that you remember from your time of doing the mocks. Any funny stories even?
Oh, I actually have one about the time of my mock. So if you remember back to around January, like 2025, when Storm Éowyn hit, and the amount of people that lost their power. This was 2 weeks before the Leaving Cert, and we had lost power, heat and water for 10 days. I think it came back about 2 nights before the Leaving Cert. Like, it was so bad. We were off like living in hotels a couple of the nights or something. Here's me with me laptop in the bathroom of a hotel trying to like learn off stuff for geography. But that's the kind of thing, like you never know what to expect, what's going to happen, especially with like weather conditions and all. So like I would say like right now or like even this is coming out a week before the mocks. Like just do it as like urgently as you can, because like it creeps upon you so fast.
Start studying, you mean?
No, exactly. Like, and with the mocks as well, it's they're kind of gone quickly, because it's obviously not on the same. You don't take 3 weeks off for the mocks. It's only one, or some schools even allow 2. But even at that, like it's still a lot shorter. So you have to be ready to just go straight in on each subject, because they come at you fast.
Very true.
Patrick, what was your favourite and least favourite subject in school?
Well, I think my favourite would probably be like between religion and history, because both of them is what I'm studying in college at the moment. So I enjoyed them. I would say English as well was kind of up there, but religion was my highest grade on my Leaving Cert. It wouldn't be my most favourite in the way it was placed in Leaving Cert. The 24th of June, 20 days on from the Leaving Cert start date. I was a little bit like, I'm here on the long run waiting for this one to finish. But
Is it even worth it?
it was worth it when I saw the grade that came out of it. So I was happy enough in that sense. But like,
just have to hold on.
Yeah, exactly. But like with religion and history, they were just like they were just ground subjects. Especially with the fact you have your 20% projects on your religion and your history.
RSR,
Yeah, your RSR. And then for religion, it's like, it depends. They change it each year. It could be a topic about, like, I remember I did mine on, like, religion and gender. And it was all about how, like, Mother Teresa, like, kind of impacted stuff with, like basically just about her life and how, like, she was a woman of power who was, like, she was the first Indian woman to win the Nobel Peace Prize.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's what I wrote on it anyway. But like,
that.
you know, that's kind of saying like she's like sort of starting up something for like women in that like sort of generation. So but the projects, like they kind of helped with like making the subjects a bit easier.
Definitely.
So I kind of felt that.
Do you remember what you did your RSR on?
Yeah, my RSR was actually quite an interesting one. I did it on this basically the Polish Second Corps enlisted a bear to their ranks.
Wow.
Did you ever
I
hear?
think I've seen this on TikTok.
Is this in World War II?
Wojtek is the name of the bear, which is warrior in Polish. And they would pay the bear by like feeding it cigarettes and like food and stuff. And basically, it was during it was the Battle of Monte Cassino down in Italy, and like Nazi Germany was all over that at the time. And there had been 3 previous attacks by the Allies and English and all, and they all failed. And basically, they gave these Polish Second Corps, not even like the main crowd, they were like, let them go off at it and see what they can do.
Yeah.
And anyway, they give the bear, like it's like these 2 rucksacks on its side, 25 kg of ammunition it can hold on each one. And they basically bring it up the side of the mountain and the Germans just don't know how to combat it whatsoever. So eventually they take over the where like this whole like resting place for the Germans were. And it was like one of the most influential battles in the war that ended up winning it for them. So it was quite a big moment in the whole thing. So that's what I did it on.
That's crazy.
Most influential bear.
Most influential. The RSRs are so cool, I think.
Yeah, no, like some of the stuff
so
that people come
interesting.
up with is so good. But I thought that one was just like,
That's a great
I
one.
was like, yeah.
What did you do yours?
I did mine on, it was like the war on drugs, but through the lens of it being, like through the lens of like race relations and how it was like basically inherently racist. Was it? Well, I did it like 4 years ago now, so I don't actually really remember the details, but that was basically how I framed it.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think all those projects, it makes the subject so much easier if you have all that stuff.
No, totally. Like it's just 20%.
Takes the pressure.
Like if you do kind of like make sure you get as close to the mark as possible, you're going into the exam with like at least I have like as close to 20% as I can in the bag already, which
It's
is
nice to break it up.
it's very good to have. Like definitely.
Yeah. Was there any subject then that you just really didn't like?
Yeah, I wasn't really a fan of geography that much. If my geography teacher does end up seeing this, he probably wouldn't be too happy with that statement because he was actually.
It's not personal.
Yeah, no, it isn't because he was actually a really good teacher. But
Well, he's delighted there.
yeah. He brought us all. Yeah.
Redeemed.
But no, it was just kind of like the fact that it was a mix between like the short questions and the long questions.
Is there a lot of essays in geography as well, or like writing?
Is it 3 or 4? Like you pick 4 from 3 different sections, but they're not that long. But it's just kind of like you need to learn your like short form knowledge as well as your long form. So I think that kind of like threw me off a bit. Whilst with the likes of religion and history, it was all just long questions. So as long as you knew what you're writing about for your long ones, you didn't have to have any sort of like meticulous like knowledge to your name to like have for geography. So that's why I didn't really like it as much.
That's fair. How did you find then studying for the likes of geography that you mightn't have really had as much kind of motivation to spend time on? Like, was there anything that you maybe implemented or like tried to do more of to get yourself through it?
Yeah, I just kind of got through it the most as I could. Like it's weird because like the teacher exams that you would get from like say like November are a lot different to what you get in the mocks. So I kind of got a high grade in that and then it went down during the mocks. So it's kind of like that's a bit strange because I thought I was doing well here.
Yeah.
And then that kind of like threw me off altogether. So, but like I wasn't really too like bothered by the fact that it did because I kind of thought like, you know, it should be all right by the time the leaving cert comes around. But like studying for subjects like that is kind of one where you just kind of, you have to just commit to it. Like, yeah, even if you don't know what you're even talking or writing about, it's just something that like you have to just get through it regardless. So that's kind of what I was
Yeah.
saying.
And how did you find languages, like, and the oral exams?
Yeah, I thought the oral exams were actually quite good. The Irish one I thought was good. I had a really nice examiner from that. She was from Galway. So and it was around the time like Mo Salah had renewed his contract at Liverpool, and I'm a Liverpool fan as well. And she brought that up. She was like talking about like, oh, what's your favorite like football club? And I was like, oh, Liverpool. And then she was all about like Mo Salah. And I was like, oh, sha. And
Bonding.
yeah, no, totally. We were having a great time.
I
Like,
recognise his name.
yeah. I was like, oh, that's one of the bits I actually remembered from that. But
there you go.
no, like it was grand, and like studying for the orals as well. I think the thing with the straw pictures was a lot of people kind of like bulk learn it. Like you learn off every single sentence that's thrown at you. Like I don't know if I'd agree with that as such. Like I think it's nearly better to go off, like learn off your own Irish and have that with you, because like you never know which one's going to come up essentially.
Yeah.
So
Like,
like
you have to do it once as well.
yeah,
There's no
exactly.
other
So like
10,
it's nearly better to like if you have your verbs and a couple of keywords for each one, and then you just build your sentences off that instead of
Yeah.
like trying to learn off full sentences and then you're mumbling over your words and all. Then you go blank and then like
Yeah.
you don't know what you're doing. So
Yeah, I
True.
saw on one of your TikToks you were like, was it Please Let Me Get Real in the Scully or Madra Stray or something? Which one did you get? Do you remember?
oh, I ended up getting a Coiron Fubble for my straw picture. It was kind of
Okay,
like
I know
all
that one.
about like community help. And like
So that's not one you wanted.
It was funny actually because I remember we had an Irish class sort of the week before the orals happened. This was kind of week of Easter break. Like it's so weird the way orals happen during the break. You kind of like forget it's even there because
Yeah.
like you're studying for your orals and the next thing you're back
Yeah,
in
they
school
pop
pretty
up,
much.
don't they?
Yeah, but I remember I had a practice oral with my teacher and I got that in the practice one.
Deadly.
So I was like, oh, if that does come up, I might have to work in it a bit. And then I seen it come up and I was like, oh, could have looked at that one a little bit more. But it was fine. Like the actual conversation ended up being like really good. So I was really happy with how it went.
The marks anyway.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. So it was grand.
Deadly.
Lovely.
So you didn't get Madra Stray, but it was still okay.
No, that would have been like ideal scenario, but like
Yeah.
hopefully a few people come April will get lucky with that.
Yeah, I can't remember which I thought was the easiest. You guys have ones that ring out as
I
well.
remember there was like for the poems, there was definitely ones
yeah,
that
you
like
like
everyone
Gavin.
wanted
Everyone
Gavin.
wanted
Everybody.
Yeah, and I
Which one did you
remember
get?
I got Gavin on
Oh, did
mine.
you?
I was
Yeah.
happy
I
enough
got
with
the
that.
Spalpeen Fánach, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I think I got
Oh
the
my
one
God.
about, I think I got
That-
Colscara.
Colscar's not too bad either, I don't think. Yeah.
Spalpeen Fánach. Or that's the one that's there's no poet to
Yeah.
it. It's unknown.
Oh, that's Spalpeen Fánach, is
I
it?
remember people coming out and like trying to ask other people what they had gotten given to try and be like, ooh.
I think that
to
makes a
try like
difference,
sort out
yeah.
what the
Yes.
pile was like.
Yeah, and also like which one like
Crazy.
you would have. Like if you came out before me and you got Spalpeen Fánach, you'd be like, oh, I won't get it. Because I think for the
Yeah.
poem, do they give them? You don't pick one. The straw picture, you like,
Yeah.
they like
pick it
lie them
out,
out and you
yeah.
pick one. I feel like for the poem,
The poem is not. It's a
Just
given.
say it, because you can bring in your own
Yeah.
copy of it.
Yeah, no, it
yeah,
is.
she
Yeah,
used to be like,
yeah.
"Read
But
this."
for the straw picture, I know people would kind of be like, they'd be like, oh, I know this one's at the bottom. But then obviously, like every time a new one would come in, they'd be shuffled again. So
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was a bit of pointless information in the end. I didn't use it anyway, so I kind of knew like whatever came up, I was kind of prepared enough for it.
Yeah, exactly. Has anybody seen the Spalpeen Fánach, like the rap?
Yes.
That, he was in my
Yeah.
year.
Oh,
He was in my
really?
Irish class.
That's
There you
crazy.
go.
I don't know if you saw that. The guy who
I
rapped all on
never-
Spalpeen Fánach.
local celeb.
Yeah, on Spalpeen Fánach. So if he's
Never
watching, Sola, how you doing?
That's right.
Definitely won't be.
Let's go
But
with
yeah, so there you go. So yeah, oral exams. Like, did you have a way of like when you're sitting outside of the room? Because I found like I got really nervous
No.
sitting outside. How did you manage that?
Oh, like just before the exam.
Yeah, just before going in,
Yeah,
like-
just before. Well,
How do you handle nerves and stuff? Like when you before you go in.
See, it was kind of good for me, right? Because I'm a twin. So the way the role worked, I came first and then my twin would be in directly after me. So I was kind of like, don't be stressing this because you're the one that has to set the standard for when she comes in. So I was like, I can't like fumble this and give her the opportunity to get better than me. So I was like, I just
Motivation.
kind of like drilled into myself, like, you
Not
need to
to-
do well in this. You can't let the
Can't be
twin
showed up.
out better you. So I was
That's so
like,
funny.
the nerve just had to just disappear regardless. Like,
There's no choice. I love
yeah,
that.
yeah, honestly.
Did you find you were like competitive with the actual leaving cert then?
With my twin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who won?
Is
I'm
it-
guessing by that reaction, not you.
Okay, there was what, like 20 odd points in the end.
Okay.
See, can I tell a story just quickly?
Please do.
Right. Irish paper 1 came along, and this is like a really bit of important advice to anyone who's watching this, when you, especially for your mocks as well, when you're sitting Irish paper 1, do not go onto your answer booklet and write Q1A before you look at the options, because that's what I did, because every other exam I write Q1A, because that's how it always starts.
Yeah.
Your part 1, your part A, or Q1, whatever way it is. I write Q1A on it, because that's what I'm just going to write my essay here, it'd be perfect. I ended up picking essay letter C on the list. It's the third one down.
Okay.
So when I get my script back in August, I got like an outrageously low mark on my paper 1, but a very good mark on my paper 2. So I was like, there's no way there could be that much of a difference between both papers, until I read through my script and there was like no correct marks in my entire essay, because it had like, there was
They
no,
took it as 1A instead of 1C.
yeah, so there was just zero. There was no correlation.
Oh, that's not fair.
There was no.
They must have
Did you
realised
get
like
it
straight away.
rechecked?
They're just mean.
No, because
Yeah.
like it was just a mistake on the day.
Yeah, but
That's
like,
just-
I feel like that's a bit
I could have got you
cruel.
the dream course. You know?
Well, maybe like an
Or
extra
could you
30
beat your
points.
sister anyway?
No, that could have been the beating of it. Because she got higher than me, and I was like, you haven't got higher than me all year. Like, what's after happening
It's a huge
here?
amount of marks to lose, just like nothing on the
No,
essays.
no, but like it is something, because it's such second nature. Well, to me anyway, I was like
Okay.
1A, and I'm starting, and then I was looking back when you get your scripts to download, and I was like, oh my god, I've after writing the wrong question on
my
the
God,
on
you're
the
good.
That's a
yeah.
nightmare.
But like,
Nice.
thankfully, it ended up not like interfering with the course. Like, if
Yeah.
that had like dropped like severely, like, because like my courses were kind of like a certain point, like they were all around the same area, and then it was a big dip until the next one. So if it had been a case where it dropped from those ones all in the same area down to the next one, it was like the drop was pretty big. Like, so it was
Yeah.
good that it didn't interfere with that, but it was a mistake that I don't regret, because I ended up getting my course. Like at the
Yeah.
end of the
Yeah,
day,
it doesn't actually
that's all
matter.
you're trying to
Yeah.
do. But like,
Yeah.
you know, it would have been nice to have it marked at least, you know.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to like even say to people though, because there's
Yeah.
little things like that people
Yeah,
do
no.
that no one
And
kind
even
of.
like the same, like especially in your mock, like you kind of go in like so raw into it. Like I know I've heard people that like when you get like your English paper 1, like your 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B, and there would be people doing like one from each of them, or like all of them.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not what you're meant to do. You do 2 of them, one from one and one from the other, and your composition. And there was literally like people I was talking to from the Leaving Cert, they were like, oh, sure, I did one from each section. I was like, but that's not what you're meant to do.
Some
Yeah.
people like just do everything in the
Yeah,
one.
yeah, exactly. And like, I don't think it's like the teacher's fault or anything, because like it is bet into you to like, this is what you're doing. Like, make sure to remember this. So,
Yeah.
but like some people just like,
Sometimes it's just nerves. Right?
yeah, no, it
Just,
is
like,
well, because the thing
completely-
with me, like writing on that paper for the Irish, it was just like, it's just second nature to you, and
Yeah,
it
muscle
happens,
memory
and
kind
you
of.
just
Yeah,
completely forget about what you're meant to be doing for a minute. Like,
that's horrible.
Yeah.
That's a
but we got over anyway. So
Yeah.
Insert horror
He's still
stories.
standing.
It's
This is
a
what
funny
happens.
story now.
Yeah.
yeah. No, it's funny to look back on. It
Got
wouldn't
a
be
great
as funny
story,
if I
yeah.
didn't get my course, but
Yeah.
like looking back now, you know, it's
But
grand.
everything's okay.
Yeah, totally.
Just use it for content.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
Yeah, I was surprised that
Yeah.
didn't pop up on TikTok somewhere. When you write question 1.
I mean, well, I think if you ever look at the video from my results, you can kind of see like my face when I get like,
You
because
realise,
it was
yeah.
bad, because right, I had this whole thing where I was like, I'm going to record my results and it'd
Yeah, I
be
think I
grand.
saw
But like,
that, yeah.
no, oh my god, that was all the people waiting for that video to come.
Yeah.
God
Yeah,
almighty.
same.
But it was a thing where you opened it on your portal, and your Irish, like I was viewing it on my phone, so my Irish was already visible before I could scroll down.
Oh, yeah.
So I seen
Oh,
it before
yeah.
I even started recording. I was like, if the rest of them are
What a
like
terrible
this,
start, yeah.
I might have to just stop the recording and just like. And I
Imagine,
remember,
this isn't.
I
recording
remember
it live
I was
over.
I was going through them, and like the majority of them, if you've seen the video, you know how it kind of like plays out. But I got to my second last result on it, and it was from Spanish, and I read it out, and kind of like, do I have enough points here? And I kind of like look over, like I'm here in the car, like my house is like here, and I look over to see if my like mother can look out the window at me, because I like there's a bit of like concern on my face. I'm like, this is a little bit like, and then the religion comes out, and I'm like, oh my god, like. Thank the Lord for that, because like the religion actually did end up, you know, literally like the religion did save me in a way. So I was happy with how that ended up. So it was all fine in the end.
Good. Good. Patrick, what would you say is the most valuable thing that you've learned since you left school?
I think it's kind of like the people in school as well. Like you were saying earlier about like how like I was like going on about like everything in school was like so positive, and like the people that were around me were like so supportive of what I was doing. It's just kind of that, like, make sure to like kind of like don't kind of like drift apart from like who you've been surrounded by, unless it's obviously they're drifting apart from you. But like I think it's like nice to like keep the connection between like the people you've gone to school with, and as well as that, like even between like your teachers as well. Like I emailed a couple of my teachers after like my exam, especially after a few results I didn't think I was going to get. So I had to be like, you know, thanks for your teaching. It actually paid off a good bit. So, you know, it's just like to be grateful for the time that you had. And even like, I know like when I like started in the 5th year, I was like, oh, this is going to be like a long 2 years. But like it really does fly.
It does, yeah.
And especially like there were so many traditions in like my school as such. Like we'd have like a whole sort of like formal Christmas dinner and such. Like you'd all like gowns and ties and suits and all. And then like the day after that, we had like a sleep out. Like it's kind of like in support for like homelessness.
Yeah.
So like we like stayed the night in the school hall. It was absolutely freezing as well. I remember it was about like 4 a.m. in the morning, and I was like, here, I'm going to have to put in my earphones and just like try and fall asleep. I woke up about 2 hours later, but it was grand. But like, it's just moments like that. Like, and then obviously you have your graduation and your debs and everything. So like, you know, it's just to kind of hold on to them memories, because like looking back, like they are like quite good ones that I have like from my time in school. So
I think that's lovely advice.
Do you have anything that you like wish that you could tell to 17-year-old Patrick, or like even one thing you wish you knew at the start of 5th year?
Yeah, just kind of like not to worry as much as you think like you should be worrying about it. Like I think that's really sort of like cliche advice. Like that's what kind of everybody would say. Like, you know, don't worry about it. It'll all be fine in the end. But like, you know, just kind of like go along with it. You know, 5th year is kind of a time just to get your wits about you, especially after coming through transition year. It's a big step. I think you're like some people are really better, like the people who would come straight from junior cert to leaving cert, because you're coming straight from an exam into another cycle as such. So, but I think when I was in 5th year, it was kind of a thing where it's like, just get through this year like as best as you can, and then 6th year, you know, you've done it for a year before, just push it out for the final year. So that's the kind of way I was like envisioning it.
Yeah, that's very good advice, I think. Don't get bogged down, or try and enjoy it, because that's what you said even about holding on to the memories and stuff.
Yeah,
There's loads of good times as well. Yeah,
like maybe I'm just like so like heavy into this whole nostalgia thing, but like, you know, I think most people kind of do agree when like, you know, it is a kind of fun time at the end of the day. Like even when the leaving cert was on, I remember we'd be like studying at these like benches outside. And like, oh, it's so stupid. On one of the videos I posted, this was like only a couple months after the whole school had finished and everything. It was like, oh, like 6th year nostalgia and all this. And one of my friends, we were outside studying for, I think it was either Irish or English. And like my tie, this is the same tie I've had for the last like 6 years. It was on its last legs. Like I just had to get this tie through the last like 3 weeks and I'd be grand. And anyway, like it was all like just like bed up and everything, and he like kind of grabbed it from the other side of the table and was just like pulling at it, and I was kind of like leaning back, and he was like, keep on leaning back. I'm like, the tie is gonna snap. And if you ever see the video, the tie actually does snap. So I had to get a new tie for like
the last 3 weeks.
Actually, no, I ended up wearing like my 6th year hoodie over my shirt, and like no one kind of questioned it, so it was good enough. But like, you know, even as that, it was one of the stupidest things like I'd done in school, but it's just a memory to kind of hold on to. Like,
absolutely.
Parents wouldn't be impressed with that.
No, they weren't too happy, but like I was just like, oh, there's only 2 weeks left. Like I can hold on.
Well of it. Yeah. Right, Patrick, I think we'll finish it up there. Before we kind of leave, is there if people want to find out more about you, like where can people go?
If you go on to TikTok, type in Patrick_STM, you can find my TikTok page there.
Instagram or anything like that as well?
If you want to follow my personal Instagram.
Okay, Patrick, we'll keep that private.
Yeah. Patrick, forget the rest of it. It's fine. But TikTok, Patrick_STM. I post there the odd time, so yeah, you can check that out.
Great. For anybody listening who's got this far, well done. We've got a little gift for you. You can get 10% off with Podcast 10 on any Studyclix upgrade. And remember to rate, review, and recommend the podcast to a friend. Thanks so much, Patrick, for coming on. Pleasure to have you.
Thanks very much for having me.
Thank you. And thanks, Erin and Aisling. And we will see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.